Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at these current conditions and diving into the upcoming patterns. So there's a whole lot to talk about. We will go over everything in this video. Taking a look at the current conditions, we can already see there's a whole lot of storminess going on out west. This has been the case for a few days, and this is still the case today. No big surprise here. Also, when we pay attention to the jet stream, there's a massive trough in this area as well, and then there's a ridge in the east, causing warmer than normal conditions overall for most of these areas, and that is kind of the case. Now, we do have our tropical storm out here, Nicole, taking place, going to impact Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, including probably a swath about this big of areas receiving impacts from this one as well. So very many different areas seeing impacts from this storm. Now let's take a look out west quickly. We can see there's a couple of broad low pressure, I guess there's low pressure systems, but it's causing some pretty broad low pressure out here in the west. And overall, this is causing a lot of storminess for a pretty wide area. As you can see, snowfall for a lot of the mountainous areas for Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming as well. Out there, whites and blues indicating almost whiteout, if not literally whiteout conditions out here. Gray is going to be a little bit of some lighter snowfall. We can tell in the lower elevations of Oregon and Idaho out here, it looks like there is some rainfall taking place, but definitely anywhere over a certain elevation there is seeing snowfall. Even down through Utah, we have some low pressure over Salt Lake City. I don't know what those warnings are that just came through. Let's check this out. That is a snow squall warning, indicating basically like a snow thunderstorm taking place here for Utah. So very, very heavy snowfall happening this morning here out in Utah. Very interesting stuff there. Now for southern Utah, near the I-15 and I-70 corridors there, Cedar City, St. George here, Richfield, we're seeing also some heavier snowfall down here in the whites and blues. Definitely worth noting. Now for California, we could tell there's a lot of precipitation following this jet stream. It's kind of curving up here in Southern California. We do have snowfall around for the Sierra Nevadas, as you can see. And then also for the Southern California regions, we have some passing showers and thunderstorms. Definitely some unique weather out there taking place. For La Nina, there has been a whole lot of storminess here in the Southwest, I will say. Now, as we work our way into the north-central United States, we could see more of what looks like thunderstorms to me up here from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. But we're going to be seeing a blizzard basically develop out here very shortly. So we're seeing almost what looks like thunderstorms, but again, later on, going to be much more blizzard conditions heading in. And we can see out here as well, this looks like extremely heavy snowfall near I-94. So if you're anywhere in there by chance in North Dakota, let us know what the conditions are like, because these definitely deserve a snow squall warning, because these look worse than the Utah ones that we saw out there that definitely got warned. This is very, very heavy snowfall taking place out there. Now, let's take a look at the southeast, because we do need to talk about our tropical system. Already we could tell there is some bands spreading into the east coast of Florida, and therefore impacting basically everywhere in Florida, at least the lower portions of Florida. We can see some of these are heavier at times, and these bands, once these ones are moving in, they're going to move into southern Florida first, are definitely going to bring more windiness with them and more impact. So today, conditions will only worsen for Florida as time moves on with this system. Now what we're going to do is move on, take a look at the modeled guidance. We'll dive into that and focus in on those things. So again, like I said, we are going to see this develop into a blizzard later on, so we will see this get worse and worse and worse. So we're going to be watching for that, and we'll also be watching for our Nicole system out there as time rolls on. Already by later this morning, we're going to be seeing, or better yet, tomorrow morning. So this will be approximately 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We see this already developing into the blizzard that's going to be for Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota. Out here, this low is not looking quite as strong. It is going to intensify later on, though. We see a 979 millibar low pressure center right over basically Orlando, Florida. This will be that tropical storm, soon to be downgraded to a tropical depression over probably Georgia or South Carolina or North Carolina out here. That's still going to be bringing impacts, though, by that point. We can see this blizzard still out here bringing heavy, heavy, heavy snowfall to North Dakota and Minnesota as well. we see our tropical system will be over the Gulf of Mexico, but it'll curve back is going to be what we see. Also, look, this low that caused the blizzard going to be causing a cold front that's going to basically make this pattern change happen where we're going to see the cold head into the east while we have a tropical system out here, and all of this stuff is just going to combine. So we'll see that happen over time, and also watch for rushing air into the west, because this is going to be what really solidifies a positive PNA pattern. So look, by this point, everything is combined up here and just creates a major northeast storm in general for Friday into Saturday, 11th into the 12th. Keep that in mind. So we can see that that's taking place as time continues to pass through. We see colder temperatures overall for the eastern United States here. By this point, it's going to be Sunday the 13th there. A little bit quieter. We do see some snowfall showers across the northern United States, basically showing you guys it's going to be very, very cold air. And this continues on, but we do get some interesting snowstorms here. First off, this more southern slider type storm tries to come through like this and does bring snowfall. Take this with a grain of salt, but it does bring snowfall to some areas there in northern Virginia, basically the mid-Atlantic, even up through New England as well. We see another storm developing here right after it. This is going to be around Thursday into Friday, the 17th into the 18th. And this one moves up the east coast, not quite a snowstorm though. And then we get another kind of southern slider / nor'easter type storm that develops around Sunday the 20th. Again, no snowfall with this one either. And then we get really potent Arctic air trying to move in by this point. Really, we're going to be just seeing this diving into the eastern United States. This is Tuesday the 22nd here. By the time we're reaching Wednesday the 23rd, it's a little bit quieter again. Thursday, I think this will be Thanksgiving, Thursday the 24th here. We have a major storm system moving in through the northwest, bringing heavy snowfall, heavy rainfall, depending on your location. And that's basically the end of things. So total precipitation through the next 15 days or so. In the whites, we're expecting practically no precipitation. Your grays will be about 1/10 of an inch or less of precipitation. Your greens 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Your blues 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Your yellows 1 inch to 2 inches. Your reds 2 to 5 inches, and then your browns 5 to 10 inches of precipitation. We see some of that up there for the northwest and some down there for the southeast. Now for total snowfall here through the next 15 days, if you're anywhere in the grays, it's a dusting if anything. Blues 2 to 6 inches of snowfall. Purples 6 to 10, pinks 10 to 20, pastel blues, they're very, very bright. They're 20 to 30 inches of snowfall, and then your pastel pinks and purples within those very bright blues are going to be 30 to 48 inches plus. We see some of that for the Rockies and the Cascades, as well as up to our north in Canada. Now, for the temperature pattern, let's just briefly work our way through this. We see we're obviously warmer than normal in the eastern half of the nation. This is by the time we're reaching Thursday into Friday. Clearly, we're in a negative PNA, indicating colder temperatures for the western regions, and this forces the warm air to move around it like water and oil. As time moves on, we see this cold, eventually, we see this cold front develop in here, and this allows for the cold to rush into the eastern United States. We don't see a ton of warm air in the west, but we do see some of this trying to build for the southwest. And look, these greens are going to be 10 to 15 degrees below normal, so let's say your average temperature is 60, well, you're going to be at 45 or 50 degrees. So definitely a pretty significant departure from what's typical, and especially considering we've been about 10 degrees above normal, there's a good potential for 20 to 25 degree temperature swings for a lot of folks. For instance, in Virginia, it's been 70s here in Virginia, and it's going to be potentially 50s after this cool down rolls through. So again, 20 degree or so temperature swings for a lot of folks. And look, we continue things on, and it just stays cold. We even get this one right here, this Arctic blast around the Tuesday the 22nd, and this one's even more potent. Okay, so we have the greens 10 to 15 degrees below normal, but these blues within the greens for the Ohio Valley, that's going to be 15 to 25 degrees below normal, so an even more significant departure from what's typical. And now we have the warmer temperatures out west, indicating the positive PNA. That's going to make the cold air move around it like oil and water, and basically forces all the cold air into the eastern United States. Now, by the time we reach Thanksgiving, things are a little bit more neutral, and by the end of it, we see warm from coast to coast. Take this with a grain of salt, as this is very far into the model run, and not the most common pattern, but it is not impossible. So we'll have to wait and see if this does end up happening by late November, basically the last couple of days of November. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe and tune in daily because we do upload every single day. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video.